Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming a video of how to make A's, and I know that school is starting for me at least in a week from today, so I'm coming back from Christmas break and I just wanted to film this video for you guys just so you guys can kind of get your mindset in the mood of going back to school, because of course no one wants to go back to school, but we kind of have to do it because that's what we have to do. So I just have everything listed on this paper right here, and sorry that I'm wearing this like Christmas reindeer sweater. Literally, it is so cold outside right now. And like in my last video, I was just talking about how it was so freaking hot. But sadly, I won't be wearing these PJs anytime soon because I live in Texas and it's pretty hot right now. The weather in Texas is pretty bipolar. So anyways, forget I just said that. Let's just get started with this video. So tip 1 that I have for you is if you don't understand, then ask questions, because if you don't understand, your teacher isn't a mind reader. They're not going to know that you don't understand the lesson or the subject or the topic, because, you know, just because you get a bad grade in your paper doesn't mean your teacher's always necessarily going to come up to you and say, hey, you failed this test, you should come to tutoring or something like that. They might not do that because, especially if you're in high school, they have other things to do and they do have a life, so your schoolwork does not revolve around them. So that was tip 1. If you don't understand, be sure to ask questions, because I know when I'm in school, I'm always afraid to ask questions because I always feel like people are judging me because I don't know this or like something like that. But really, people are really going to judge you, especially if they see that you get a bad grade, they're going to be judging you more. So I feel like it's just best to ask questions if you don't know something, and that's something that I struggle with too, so we're in kind of the same boat. Tip 2 is buy a planner and plan when assignments are due. So I know I do have a planner for my 9th grade year. At least in my school, they give you planners so you can like plan everything out, but then when you get to 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, they don't give you any more planners. So it's good to buy your own self a planner and kind of plan out the stuff that you need to do and when assignments are due, so you can be ahead of the game. So say that today is Monday. Today's Tuesday, just so that you guys know, but say that today is Monday and you have assignment due Wednesday. I would write down in my planner assignment due Wednesday, and I would start on it today, and if I don't feel like finishing it, you have tomorrow to do it and look over the stuff that you might not be sure about, so you can have time to just make sure that your schoolwork is okay. So I would be sure to buy a planner. You can buy some at Target, at Walmart, at drugstores probably. They have planners everywhere, or you can even make your own planner. You can make your own calendar, or you can just use the calendar app on your phone. And also, one of the things that I use on my phone is the reminders thing, because those things really help a lot. So tip 3 is to prioritize your stuff. So I know me, I'm in dance, I'm in choir, I'm in clubs, and plus on top of that you have schoolworks, so it may be kind of hard to do everything that you need to do and your schoolwork. So I just feel like it's good to prioritize yourself, and that kind of goes along with planning your stuff, and also using a planner is also very good for this step too. So prioritizing yourself. Say that when you come home, I come home at 3 o'clock, and at 5 I have to go to dance, so from between 3 and like maybe 4 I would do my homework, have a snack, and then I would get ready for dance, and then I would go to dance at 5. Say that dance is from 5 to 8, then I would dance, and then when I come home, I would finish up my homework and study and do everything else. You just want to make sure that you can prioritize your stuff, so whenever you come home from like a soccer game or basketball game or event, that you're not kind of in a rush, you're not kind of stressed. So tip 4 is to go to tutoring. If you know you don't understand the material and you ask questions and you still don't understand, or if you don't ask questions and you still don't understand, then I would be sure to go to tutoring, because sometimes when you're in tutoring, it could be just you one-on-one with the teacher, and it can kind of help you, because some people have different learning styles. Some people do not learn more with other students around them, so they just want that one-on-one time with the teacher, and I completely understand that, because then you aren't afraid to ask questions because there's no one else to judge you. And your teacher would not judge you because she's there to help you, or he's there to help you. So I recommend going to tutoring. And if you don't have time to go to tutoring, if you're just always so busy, because I'm pretty sure they don't have tutoring sessions on the weekends, you can always form a study group with your friends to kind of help you go over things that you don't understand. Because I know for me, whenever it is close to final times, me and my friends, we form study groups and we study the material that we don't understand, just so we can make sure that we are ahead of the game. So if you are insecure or you don't want to go to the teacher, then be sure to go to a friend that you know, or also if you don't feel like going to a friend because you don't want them to judge you, first of all, that's probably not a real friend. Second of all, you can go to any website. I'll link some websites down here below so you guys can see websites that you can go to in any subject that you're kind of like struggling with, so you can just go to the website instead of asking a friend or a teacher. Step 5. So this is a really important step because it's kind of like ties in the whole like situation together. Pay attention, because if you don't pay attention, first of all, you're not going to learn the material, and second of all, if you don't pay attention in class, then sometimes teachers know that you don't pay attention to class, so they're not going to let you go to tutoring because they're going to be like, you're wasting my time, because they're going to say, I gave you all this time to learn the material and to focus in class, but you're too busy doing other stuff, so you're not paying attention, so why should I waste my time on you when you wasted your time in class, if that makes sense. So you just want to make sure that you're paying attention, because sometimes if you don't pay attention, they're not going to give you back the time that you need to help get your grades up. Tip 6 is to sit in front of the class. First of all, you should be sitting in front of the class. If you cannot see in the first place, then I recommend bringing your glasses and also sitting in front of the class. If you have trouble learning materials, if you have a harder time learning materials than other students, I recommend asking your teacher if you can sit in front of the class, because teachers do want the best for you. They are trying to help you. So if you ask to sit in front of the class, they most likely will move your seat up. And I know that that helps with your learning styles, because I know in one of my classes I was kind of like in the side where I really couldn't see the board, and of course I was afraid to ask questions, so I didn't really understand, so I didn't do really good on that topic. So yeah, I didn't do good on that topic. So then the next 6 weeks I asked if I could be moved to the front, and she moved me, and I did a lot better. So these tips actually do work. And all these tips I'm saying to you, they're actually tips that I have found that really work best for me, because I have to get my grades up, and I'm a very good person with getting my grades up. Tip 7 is to learn beyond what is needed. So say that in chemistry you're learning about like significant figures, something like that, and you understand significant figures, but you don't understand a part of the next lesson that is going to be learning, but you have the weekend to do nothing really. So I would say that weekend, take about a few hours to learn the next thing that is needed, because you never know, it could take you a little bit longer to learn that section that you're about to learn in the next few days. So you just kind of want to make sure that you can learn it before, so you can kind of be ahead of the game. So going along with this subject, I say you can always buy a study book, because I know in the study book it's usually the same curriculum that you're learning in school. So say that you're on chapter 1 and you're going to be learning chapter 2 next week, I would go ahead and move on to chapter 2 in your book, just so you can kind of be ahead of the game, because there's nothing wrong with being ahead of the game. Tip 8 is to get a good night's sleep. So I know that I get about maybe 6 to 8 hours of sleep at night, which is actually pretty good. So I recommend getting sleep, because if you're tired in class, then you're going to be sleeping in class, and you're not going to be learning the material that is needed to help give you good grades. So I really recommend getting a good night of sleep, because that helps give your brain a fresh memory of what you're going to be learning about. And also, going along with that topic, eat a good breakfast, because breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and I know you guys heard this so many times, but it actually is really true. So if you're going to miss out on lunch or something like that, I recommend eating a big breakfast if you are going to miss out on lunch, but I don't recommend missing out on lunch. But yeah, so eating a good breakfast is also going to help give your brain some good food to help you stay awake the whole day. Okay. Tip 9 is to at least try, because sometimes people, they're paying attention, they're doing everything that they need, but they don't really try when it comes to schoolwork and to homework, because I know sometimes when it's getting closer to the end of the 6 weeks, or when it's getting closer to a break, I start not to try. I'm like, oh, well, it's getting closer to the break, I don't have to try, because, I'm going to be off for like 2 weeks or whatever. No, you still need to try, because you not doing good on this test can kind of drop your grade point from being like a 90 to being like an 85, and you want a 90 in that class. So you just always want to make sure that you try, because trying is a really, really big effort in getting to make A's. So, and then the last tip, 10, is to take notes. So in class, sometimes your teacher tells you to take notes, so I always recommend writing more notes than what is needed. So if you're talking about chemistry or something like that, sorry, I'm using chemistry for example just because I really hate that class and that's kind of one of my worst subjects, but I recommend chemistry. Like if you're talking about something in particular, take notes, take extra notes, and also recommend taking little pictures and drawing symbols next to those notes so you can remember what it is, because that really helps a lot. So even when your teacher says you don't have to take notes, I still recommend taking notes because you can always look back on those notes when you don't understand something, and whenever you're doing homework. So especially if you don't understand something, I would really put a star around those notes, and whenever you're doing your homework, you can give those notes out and you can look at it just so you can make sure that you know what you're doing. So those are all the tips that I have for you guys to help you make A's, and these tips do actually help me because I do actually use these tips. I'm only going to give you advice that I actually use and that actually helps for me. So I hope you guys found this video really helpful. So I'm going to be doing more videos in the future, and you guys can always comment down below which videos that you want to see, and let's try to get this video to 10 likes at least. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I hope you guys are having an awesome Tuesday, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.